Jonathan? Hi. Hello?
Hello, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy. It's Jonathan.
I know. I finally got you logged into my phone.
Okay, whatever that means, but I just want to tell you what just happened at court. Don Juan Moses and I went over and had a spiritual landslide victory, you might say. You say, well, how could that possibly be? He was 10 days, actually closer to probably 15 days late on his submission. We discovered, I don't know if I told you, that there was a clause that allows for an extension of time if there are unforeseen circumstances that extenuate the delay. Right?
Right?
Well, it's there.
Circumstances?
Yes, it's there. I discovered it when we were in the process after 3 days of the absolute hell of thinking that we lost his. We didn't speak about it because it was unspeakable, but we thought we'd lost his children to the state, to the clause of the state, because we failed on a technicality to get stuff in on time, and they won. By the rules of their game, they won, but by the rules of the Constitution, they did not win, because they were under the constitutional due process. And humanitarian aspect of due process, beholden to an interesting little statute that I came across, which states that if there are, and I don't have the word in my mind right now, but the unexpected events of significance to obstruct the person from timely submission, then of course they would accept it. Well, I went in today and I said, it didn't sit well with me when we came in here the other day and got a letter from the Supreme Court justices, of which I think one of the members, or at least you referred to the...
Yes, Lee Sockley.
Yeah, Chief Justice. I read, by the way, her speech for the first time. I never have ever gotten exposed to any of these guys before, but I read her speech to the legislature, the 2019 speech, State of the Justice. But anyway, it's, platitudes and formalities to a large degree, and unfortunately, it seems, but
Yeah, she says what you want to hear, but, her actions speak otherwise.
Here's the thing. Walk softly, but carry a big stick is what my ancestor said. I'm related to that guy, Theodore Roosevelt. My father quietly told me that once. So that's probably why I have a tendency to be a little heavy-handed with my stick. But I'm trying to walk softly. And we both told them in no uncertain terms that we did not like the fact that there was no explanation for why they dismissed his request for a waiver. Now, under judicial process, I told the deputy clerk, I recognize that a judge exercises discretion to decide whether to explain why they've made a judgment or just simply make the judgment without explanation. And he said, yes, that's true. And I said, I understand that, but I understand also that these are children at risk. This is a very highly charged issue of uncertainty concerning things. He said, I can't get into the case. I can't get into the case. I said, I understand. But the point is this. We didn't get an explanation, and we need one. And I said, what do we do?
Jonathan,
What?
If it's unconstitutional, if the law is unconstitutional, it's not enforceable. So you not getting, what you are supposed to get in keeping with the Constitution. I mean, you could make that point too.
We did in the complaint. We did in the complaint. The Constitution requires them to uphold their oath of office as judges, and they cannot allow pedophilia, showering with a registered sex offender, a 3-year-old boy, to slip through the cracks. Not as long as we have done our part, which we did. The first clerk of court, the deputy clerk, said that we can't submit any papers to the court. The case is still pending, and it's therefore confidential, is the big argument they always use. And therefore we can't, you can submit something to this address, because he finally gave me something, and we have the point of contact. I need to get that from Moses. But the thing is, he said that not only did he say it's confidential what you submit there because there's ongoing court process. I said, wait a minute, how could it be ongoing? The case is closed concerning Moses. He said, well, there's still things happening, therefore it stays confidential. And because I said, well, is there any way to reach these justices directly? So he stalled. Finally, there's another guy that emerges from the back of the room finally, who's the supervisor of the clerk of court, clerks of court upstairs. And he said, I said, there must be a way to reach the justices of this state. Don Juan got the recording, so we can get it that way. But somehow he let the cat out of the bag and said yes. Oh no, he didn't even say yes. I figured it out. These weasels are very sharp. You know this. You really have to think on your feet with these guys. He said, "You're not an attorney." He used the hackneyed immediate defense of "you're not an attorney," and realize that's a crime. And he flashed out with that, attempting to intimidate me. I had my spiritual armor on, and I said, "I'm not an attorney. You're right, and I'm not an attorney. I am an advocate." And he said, "But you can't speak for him." And I said, "That's fine. Whatever I've just said, let Don Juan decide if he wants to say it." So Don Juan repeated everything and said, "Yes, I want all of this." I said, "Ask them to file this thick document then, because you said that he has to file a formal motion." I said, "Make this a motion. We've got an inch of stuff here, quarter of an inch to an inch of material, half an inch, I should say." And I said, "Moses, if you want to submit that along with whatever you write by hand, we'd like to have a piece of paper and a pen, please." So they submit it begrudgingly. He fills out a statement saying, "Would let this following material be submitted for the record as a reason why you need to take seriously the Moses complaint." And so these guys were absolutely fit to be tied. The bailiffs came up again, surrounding us. Well, one of them came in and
Jonathan, I'm going to have to go because I need to kind of, someone has just come in to see me at the library. So can I call you back later?
Absolutely. We'll talk later, Kathy. Enjoy your time.